fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning. You are listening to Anthony and Elise. No.
Oh, we're doing this again?
Good morning. You're listening to Elise and Anthony Vincent. And we talk about...
You know, he forgets to say
romance?
good morning to me. He's saying good morning to listeners.
I was changing the introduction of the show.
I know, but first of all, don't you think you should discuss that with me?
I said good morning to you like an hour ago.
It's nice on the air. I like when you say good morning to me on the air.
Alrighty, we'll start over, okay? Good morning, Elise.
Good morning, Anthony.
And good morning, everybody out there. You are listening to Trend Radio. We are Elise and Anthony Vincent with Al at the control board.
Oh, yeah, he's the controller.
And today we have a great show. We're going to talk about romance, love, lust, and sex.
Oh, mostly sex.
And that's what we do here.
Yes.
So turn your radio up, sit down, and hold on tight because...
You're in for a great ride.
That's right. And we're going to discuss a little bit about how you can tell if you're having good sex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Well, we know when good sex happens. Your partner...
You know what I've actually heard?
What's that?
Guys have actually said, any sex is good. I've just heard that. I don't even understand that comment, but yeah, they say any sex is good.
I guess when you're not getting it.
I guess.
Yeah. But if your partner's got a giant goofy grin on their face and your hair is all smushed up.
That's how you can tell it's good sex.
That's
all right. So I have this girlfriend. I met her for lunch one day and she said she had just been with her guy. And I just looked at her and I said, my God, your hair looks great. And she goes, really? I didn't do anything to it today. I go, you woke up like that? She goes, yeah. And I had sex with this hair too. I'm like, oh my God, your hair is amazing. Her hair looked great.
You know, the funny thing is, back when I was single, I used to go to the clubs. And,
Notice how we always make this about him. At every show.
Always turns that way.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So I would go out with one of my buddies, Carl. Carl, how you doing out there if you're listening?
The car guy?
Yes, the car guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And we would see the girls all dressed up and with their too much makeup and their hair all big and Jersey hair. And then we would look and the front was all done up and the back was
flat.
like flat and smushed. They couldn't see them. And I wanted to pull out my brush and my comb and fix it for them.
That's great.
I never did, though.
The hairdresser in you.
Yeah, yes.
That's funny.
But anyway, you know, unfortunately, incredible sex doesn't always happen consistently. But it is important to know the signs of when it does.
Oh, well, okay.
And, you know, riding those waves of pleasure.
I think you know when it's good. I think people know when it's good.
Well, personally, I think any sex is good.
See? Guy. But anyway, no, I think people know when it's really good.
Not everybody does.
When it's really good, I think they know.
Okay.
They might think it's really good and it might not be, but when it's really good, I think they know.
Why don't we have some of the listeners email us?
Okay.
And
tell us about their great sex.
That's right. Or if it's not so great, and we'll see how many people have good sex
That is
versus
a fabulous idea.
not so good.
So why don't you email us at trendradio920@gmail.com, and for every email I get, that person is going to get...
Not a $50 one. Not a $50 one.
That person is going to get a $75 gift certificate. A $75 gift certificate to Anthony Vincent Salon. You said not a $50 one.
Al, I can't go on. I can't go on. My heart is broken. My wallet is empty.
Your wallet, I was waiting for that one.
Yeah. Email me quickly.
Well, anyway, you know, riding the waves of pleasure will leave you feeling that glow all day. It's
yes.
magic. And
It is. It's magical.
educate yourself on the staples of good sex, because you'll then try to repeat them again and again. And,
Oh, yes.
Yeah, your partner and your libido will be thanking you. Because the better
Absolutely.
sex you have, the better it is, the greater your libido is.
And the better sex you have, think about it. That means he or she's having it too.
That's right. It takes two to tango. Doesn't it,
Absolutely.
with that dance?
Yeah.
And sex is best when you and your partner are both giving as much as you take.
Oh, definitely.
Everything should be reciprocated because you both deserve.
The best.
Yeah, absolutely. I talk to guys in the gym, and they talk about some of their girls or when they're going to dump their girls, and I'm saying why? Your girl is adorable. She's beautiful.
She might be a pain in the you know what.
No, they say she's a log.
A log?
A log.
Oh boy, I know that term.
You know the term?
I do.
Yeah. What?
I do.
Explain that term to us.
A log is when they just lay there, like a log.
Yeah. Isn't that
Like
terrible?
Yeah, like a dead fish. Yeah.
So, if you're actually having good sex, you won't be wondering, about, your mind won't be wandering,
Okay.
and you won't be wondering.
So here's something about that. Great sex, of course, is when you're completely focused on each other. But we both know that sometimes men absolutely need to think about baseball or think about football or think about fishing or something else just because you don't want anything premature to happen.
Yeah.
So they need to, or we need to shift the position or something.
And the girls have to stop thinking about that green stuff on her teeth or, all this rolling around is going to ruin your spray tan.
I don't know any girls that necessarily think about green stuff in their teeth.
Oh, yeah, they do. They're so insecure. They think about, about what's to happen in that moment. And
Oh no, you have to
the
let your mind go. You have to just relax and get into it and stay in the moment
That's
with
right.
your lover.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let your mind completely go and just feel it.
Yeah, distraction is not a productive
No,
part
no,
of
no.
a good sex life.
No, unbelievable sex means that you give zero about what your body looks like. Confidence always wins. You always say that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah. Stay away from being distracted. See, people are attracted to confidence. People are attracted to when all is well. Just be sexy. Just be yourself. You'll be fine.
That's right. Don't second guess how sexy you are.
No,
and your partner won't either.
Yeah, exactly. When you know you're sexy, your partner knows you're sexy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And take your time. Mm-hmm. Take your time.
That's right. Good sex is something you never want to end.
So don't rush.
That's right.
Unless you're in the mood for, you're having a little quickie. Sometimes you only have a moment.
Sometimes
And
that's all there is.
Listen, that's good sex too. Okay? Sometimes, you have to make it a little fast little moment. But when you have the time, take the time.
That's right. That great sex leaves you wishing that you could stay in your cocoon of messy sheets.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is drawn out. Don't rush the foreplay.
Mm-mm.
Don't rush anything. Remember what Vladimir said in the movie Love at First Bite?
Oh, yes. Never a quickie, always a longie. Something like that, right?
Something like that. That's right.
Yeah.
Toe curling sex should never be a quick activity, ever.
No.
And
Well, it takes longer for your toes to curl. You have to get that spot.
That's right. That's right. And after amazing sex, you should be looking for those rogue panties under your bed, behind the dresser. They should be nowhere to be found. and realize you're in desperate need of a shower, because that's the best sex of your life.
Yes.
And will always.
Yes, sweaty sex.
That's right. And it'll always be. Now, you won't care about your bed staying neatly made or your hair ending up like a giant beehive.
Yeah.
Let it go. Stop stressing and have as much fun as possible.
Absolutely. The biggest tip for having the best sex ever is always let it happen exactly how it's supposed to happen.
That's right. That's right.
That's just it.
Naturally.
Exactly.
Go with the flow. Sex never fails to be fun.
And this way you're taking the time to not only enjoy yourself, but please your partner. Really? I mean, to give that kind of pleasure to somebody that you love, geez, that is just so powerful.
Yeah, and I also think it's way easier to orgasm when you're open to anything that happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, really important information, don't let your sex life exist out of obligation. It's not like that. It shouldn't be like that.
That's right. You shouldn't be having sex twice a week just to get it out of the way. Do it because you're a person who's allowed to have sexual needs and seek the fulfillment.
Absolutely.
Be spontaneous with your partner.
Always. Always. Don't overthink what's happening. Just go with your sexual flow.
That's right.
The things that make unforgettable sex will be when you are able to look back on how sexy and joyful and erotic you feel. You're going to feel that, and you're going to know it's happening. And that connection that you have with your partner, it's amazing.
Yeah, sex is unique to each person and each couple. But by taking your time, enjoying it, and focusing on the moment, you'll improve your sex life with ease. No crazy sex positions or chandeliers needed.
You know what? There might be a chandelier needed. You never know. Do you remember, you might need a chandelier. You might need a swing. Remember Sex and the City when Samantha was on that swing? They hit the chandelier, but she's on a swing, swinging back and forth from the ceiling.
Oh, I was thinking.
That's unforgettable.
I was thinking of the song Chandelier.
I
love that.
I like that song
Is
too.
it Sia? How does she pronounce it? Sia? Yeah. Now, before you have that great sex, you got to go on a couple of dates.
Absolutely.
But man, dates are so expensive. A couple weeks ago, we talked about just going out for pizza is $50.
Oh my gosh!
Add a
absolutely.
movie to it. Now you're $100.
You're $100 for a movie and a pizza.
Yeah, it's crazy what it costs to go out on a date. So, to make things easier for you, we made a list of all the best and fanciest date ideas that'll make you feel like the luckiest girls in the room, but without putting anybody in debt.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, bring the date to your place.
Okay, that's if you know each other well. Otherwise, it can be a little creepy.
My roommate, my buddy Carl, let me tell you, he was a master. And he would go out, and we were always the best dressed there.
Oh, I'm sure.
We were in suits, our shoes were shined. We had all the Italian jewelry, the rings, the gold bracelets, the watches. That was crazy.
I have to tell you, one of my girlfriends, actually one of my clients who's I've known for a very long time, she actually did this. She brought her date. They weren't seeing each other that long, but she brought her date to her place. And you know what they did? They made her kitchen resemble an Italian restaurant, with just lights and bottles of Chianti. And, it was very, very cute, actually. She showed me a picture. And they cooked together.
That's a lot of fun.
With Italian music in the background. And then they watched a movie, some mob movie afterwards. But I mean, it was a very, very cool thing with candles, and it was a lot of fun.
What my buddy Carl would do, he was such a character. Because we were so well dressed, and we had some fancy sports cars, that we pulled up in, and of course, at that time the club would park the car right out front because they wanted people to see all those, high-end exotic cars parked in front of the place, so people would come in. So we'd get out, people would see us. We did look very, very important, and we'd meet somebody we know, and of course he'd tell people that we're a styling team, and that we are going to the Bahamas this weekend to do a shoot. Would they like to come with us?
Oh my gosh.
And of course they'd be, yeah, we want to go.
That's a riot.
So the day of, or the day before, we're supposed to fly out to the Bahamas for this fashion shoot. He would say, listen, hey, I'm so sorry. The shoot was canceled. Some problem out there. I don't know what it was, but it was canceled last minute. But I feel terrible on, getting you all, hyped up for this trip. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you come over to my place, and I am going to cook for you a truly authentic Italian meal, and you are going to eat like a queen.
Wow.
And he did exactly what your friend did. We'd cook in the kitchen. Now, we didn't cook together, but he would have everything prepared. He would have the dining room table set.
That's like a really nice date, though.
It really was. It really was a nice date.
I'm sure it really was.
And it didn't cost anything because he was a very, very good cook, and because he was single for so long, and the dining room was just set up beautifully, and the girls would come in and they'd look and they'd be in awe. And
I think
it always
that's
turned out
awesome.
to be a great date.
I think another really, really great date is when you do something like go to a museum or see something that has history. Like you can go, we're right around the corner from Philadelphia. Okay. There's so much history in Philadelphia, and there are museums all over the place.
Oh, that's right.
And then have, some coffee. Another place that you can even go, that's awesome. Princeton. There is so much history in Princeton. There are museums in Princeton. And they're small, so it doesn't take up your whole night. And then there's great coffee places in Princeton, and you can walk around Princeton so much, and you can even hang out at the university. And there's so much to see.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that. I've been wanting to go to a museum for the longest time.
It's awesome. I love that.
I want to take a train into New York. I want to go to the Guggenheim.
Oh, that's the best. Honestly, if you can do that. But you see, the whole point of talking about these dates is to try and keep it a little bit less expensive. So that's why you're right around here, so you can just drive right in.
I could afford to take a train into New York and go to the Guggenheim.
It wasn't about you. This is about our listeners, and they're listening to try and find dates that are inexpensive. Because once you get on the train, for the two of you, that's $60, and you haven't even had a cup of coffee yet, which is like $10 in the city. And then to get into the museums, before you know it, you're spending $200 to go to a museum in New York, which is why I was just bringing up Princeton and Philly, because it's around the corner for everybody right here.
Elise, in the world we live in today, there are very few things that are free. And I must give you kudos. One of the best is art museums. And especially if you're a student, whip out your ID card and spend the night.
And go right into the museums in Princeton and Philly, because you can.
That's right.
And you're right there.
Now, and that perfect date includes your very best outfit, that date, and a cozy night in the museum. You save money, and you don't actually have to talk about much. Just remember, there are other museums besides ones that involve staring at a painting, for hours.
Oh my God, absolutely.
That's right.
There's so much.
History museums.
Oh my gosh, though.
Science museums.
Absolutely. And there's just so much that you can just go and see, what's been creative, what's been done. It's amazing. There's a lot to do.
That's right. And it's important to find to find something that both of you enjoy. And to make things even better, as you said, you can go out for wine and dessert or coffee and discuss what inspired you.
Absolutely. I think that's a great date.
Oh, I think so too.
I love that kind of stuff.
And I have a friend who Groupon is her best friend.
Yeah, I'm not so fond of Groupon. I do have some people that that do use it. My sister actually used Groupon when she bought me that jump out of a plane that I couldn't use.
Yeah, I'm so happy about that.
That she's using it. She did it, but
Well,
she has another one now.
We're in business, and we know that for us, Groupon is not a good investment.
It
for
is
us
rough.
to offer a Groupon.
It is rough.
But for us to actually purchase a Groupon and use it, they're very valuable.
Sometimes they are, yes. I have to admit, sometimes they are. But I will tell you this. Unfortunately, sometimes when they know that it's Groupon, the service isn't as great. I went somewhere, my sister actually, who is also a Groupon queen, bought these massages. And when we went, they weren't nice to us. And I feel like they knew that we purchased a Groupon, and they just weren't nice to us. The service wasn't great. So I'm not a fan of Groupon, but I know people love it.
Well, for those who don't know what Groupon is, it's a website that has coupons and deals for everything you could imagine.
Yes.
From
anything.
From a 3-course meal to a couple's massage. And
I have to tell you, you could even get Groupons for like subs for hoagies.
That's right.
Yeah, I know somebody who bought a Groupon for one of the local delis, and she got hoagies from there. And I was like, oh my gosh, you could do that. And that particular place is a really good place. So that was a reasonable thing.
That's right. And you can get these Groupons for the fanciest stuff. And it's about half the retail price. You want to go salsa dancing? They have it.
Yeah, they have all kinds of
stuff. You want to go wine
stuff.
tasting? They have it. Groupon has everything and anything that you could possibly imagine.
Anthony's doing a commercial for Groupon now.
I was just saying, it sounds like I'm doing a commercial.
So let's move on. So anyway, another thing that's a great thing? Picnics. Who doesn't love a picnic? Especially a picnic on the beach.
I wound up with a really great girlfriend after doing this.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've done really good picnics.
You may have seen it in the movies, and you may have thought it was cheesy, but there's really nothing more romantic
Than a picnic.
Yeah,
It's wonderful.
Pack a bag with all your favorite foods, grab your date, find a nice cozy spot in the park.
Don't forget the blanket.
That's right. Sit down and chat.
So I have a funny story. I was actually out with somebody, and we forgot the blanket. Now that will never happen again to me, no matter where I am, because I keep them in my car no matter what. But we forgot the blanket, and it was a little cool, and it was a little damp, and it was very hard to have a picnic, but we made the best of it.
You could have done it on the hood of your car.
Except I drive a Fiat, and we had mine, and my car is very, 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 very tiny, and that was not happening.
Well, I think a picnic is great, and if you dress like a themed thing, like from the 60s or French.
That's really cool. Absolutely. A themed picnic.
That's right. Just don't forget your corkscrew. And you save money by not going out, and most of the time you already have the food that you already need in your house.
Of course. That is true.
And you would be surprised how upscale mac and cheese feels like when you eat it on a pretty plate outside. and I would
actually, you know what? Believe it or not, peanut butter and jelly cut into little triangles. Another thing. Very cute.
That is cute.
Yeah. And it stays.
I said, earlier that I wound up with a really nice girlfriend. I went on a picnic with her to Philadelphia Zoo. And I packed an Italian picnic. It was supersad, pepperoni, provolone cheese.
Yum.
It was fresh cut vegetables. It was like an olive oil dip with crusty bread.
Nice.
And And of course, bottle
How many
of wine.
years ago was this?
This was a lot of years ago.
Yes.
This was a lot of years ago. So, and the gal was so impressed.
That is very impressive.
Yeah.
It's very impressive for the guy to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and this is what I saw in. It was,
What? Spit it out. Come on.
This was a summer or two ago, and my lady and I were in Ocean Grove, and Ocean Grove is lovely.
Beautiful.
It's quiet. We strolled along the neighborhood, looking at the beautiful houses.
Oh, it's a beautiful place to be.
And we saw people sitting on the porch, gazing at the stars, sipping champagne.
That's a beautiful date. And you know what else is fabulous also? When you're like July 4th, when the fireworks are going off all night long and you're just curled up next to your
Honey?
lady or your guy or whoever you're curled up next to. It doesn't really matter who you're curled up next to. And drinking a glass of wine. There is just nothing like it. Laying on a blanket in a park, on the beach, wherever.
Or the hood of your car, if you forget your blanket.
Just so nice. And just watching the fireworks.
We go to Ida and I go to the beach every 4th of July weekend. And we do the same thing. We walk along the beach, and if it's a beautiful evening, you see the moonlight glistening on the water as you're walking down the beach, and the fireworks are going off, and we sit down in the sand, watch the fireworks.
So groups of us actually every 4th of July go to the festival that PST hosts right at Mercer County Park. And you'd be surprised how many couples are just, hanging out with their glass of wine, watching the fireworks.
I've never been invited to that PST party.
Are you kidding?
No.
Of course you have. Of course you have.
I'm going to have to talk to Dave about that one.
You're always invited. You need a personal invitation from,
I do.
from David?
I do.
Okay, the
do.
one from all of us isn't enough for you. I see that.
No, I got to have the man.
You've actually been at that before. Yes.
Getting back to romance.
Yes.
Indulge in a spa night together.
Oh yeah, that's always lovely too.
If you're the type that love giving yourself a face mask every now and then, what about your date? Bring out the candles, the scented bath salts, and turn your ordinary bathroom into a bubbly heaven.
I've done this.
Have you?
Yes, and I even this is really funny. We even gave each other pedicures. Yeah.
Oh, how nice.
It was really cute, yeah.
And you could use the stuff that you already have, like your oatmeal, your honey, and you
Absolutely.
can create these body scrubs.
I've done this. Salt,
Yes.
sugar.
Yes.
Yeah, you can actually do that. Olive oil, amazing.
Oh, you like them do-it-yourself products, huh?
Sometimes.
And
you have to be very careful. Sometimes you don't know what's in these products, some of the products. So if you can, to make them yourself, it's really awesome. You know that.
I would imagine it creates quite a bonding experience.
Of course.
For both of you.
Of course. And you know what? You can even use fruit. Raspberries. Oh, and it smells good.
Pour yourself a big glass of wine.
And you
stick
can-
the strawberries in the glass.
It's the raspberries.
I was doing some research for the show last night.
Were you?
And
And you were eating raspberries?
it's a raspberry champagne muddle. And the recipe was to grab some raspberries.
Mash them, right?
Yes, it's called muddle.
I understand.
Muddle them.
Muddle, yeah.
Put a little sugar and the raspberries, and
you
you
just kinda-
smash them up.
I was going to say, smash them with the little smasher.
That's right.
I'm
And you
smashing
pour-
right now, by the way. I just want everybody to know I'm smashing.
Yeah, she's smashing on top of my head over here.
No, you
know
would
if
have
you
heard
could-
that. You would have heard that. His head is hard. You would have heard me smashing his head.
And
I was smashing
and
air.
chilled champagne, then a couple of, strawberries right on top of your
Strawberries
raspberry.
or raspberries?
Strawberries on top of your muddled,
your muddled raspberries?
Yes. Ow, stop that. Ow.
Al, I don't know what to do with
I
him.
know.
If there are any DYFUS people out there,
Because he's a child.
please contact me. She is very abusive physically and mentally.
And understand he's a child. So, yes.
Please concentrate.
I'm
Elise.
always concentrating when I'm with you.
right.
I have to.
Yes, you
I have
do.
to make sure I stay safe.
All righty. So you're going to turn your toilet into a 5-star spa. Make sure you clean it
Oh
first.
my God. Ay, ay, ay.
You know, overall, there are so many inexpensive and incredible ways to save money while still giving yourself a date that you're happy with. You know?
Yeah.
At least, let's be real. The
Okay.
one and most important thing to remember is that it doesn't matter how much money you spend or don't spend, as long as you make your date feel like queen of the world.
Absolutely. What he said.
And speaking of dating, I don't know if you've looked on our Facebook or Twitter, but I recently returned from Nashville.
With something from Nashville.
Yes.
He actually took something back from Nashville with him.
That's
and
right.
it is very, very long and very, very hairy.
Elise,
I'm just saying, it's your beard.
you know, I met with Willie Nelson. What a great guy.
So he wanted to look like him.
A young version. He's just so darn cool. He taught me a couple
He
of
really
chords.
is actually really cool.
He really is down to earth guy. And everybody out there had like a full beard, like almost you know, down to their pocket, their collar. And that included the women too. And what I've been noticing, I am having some struggles with my beard, and I can only imagine some of the women that are dating guys with beards, and you know, these are things that only they would understand. You know, there's always hair in the sink. You know, your beard sheds like a cat.
You should see what's going on here right now. Yeah. All over the counter. Yeah, all over the counter. Pieces of hair everywhere.
I stroke it. I
then
can't
it
believe. I wish I
falls
had
out.
this much hair on top of my head.
So do I. But that's besides the point.
Now, you might find that your bearded boyfriend takes a little longer in the shower than you do because he's got to shampoo it. He has to comb it and brush it remove the loose hairs. Then he conditions it. And then he rinses it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's really, really, really important that you remember there's always that fine line between him looking really, 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 really hot or really super ratchet. Just saying.
The thing will probably tickle you when you make out.
Oh, yeah, probably. I wouldn't know.
And
Guess what, though? He is so proud of it.
I am.
He is so proud
Look
of
at
it.
this.
Yeah.
Has my
this
jaw
guy
ever
here,
looked so square?
This guy here, it's like he feels like he is like, you know, King Tut. Loves it.
That's right. I can't wait to be growing out a man bun too. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I'm sure. And guess what else? This is not new for Anthony, but it might be for everybody else. He loves the mirror. Okay? Loves it. Oh my God.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the handsomest of them all?
Always you. Always you.
That's all right. You know what I do? I use your brush to comb my beard.
I know. I see
It's a
you.
nice brush. You have one
It
of
is-
those really
I know.
natural boar bristle brushes.
I know. And the reason I have that brush, is because honestly, as my hair is growing back, it's been so fine and curly. And my head was very, very sensitive. So I have this fantastic brush, which I have to be honest, I thank him for because he got it because, we're in this industry. And that was his idea that I use this nice soft brush. And now guess what? He uses it. He uses it for his beard.
But I put a little coconut oil in my beard every morning, and I use the brush. So that nice bristle brush of yours has beautiful natural coconut oil.
I know what it has in it.
And, I was telling you this morning, I'm having a little problem. My beard is long and my mustache, I'm trying to get it into a handlebar.
Everything he eats is on his mustache. I think he should trim the mustache. Just the mustache.
I want
the
to
beard looks
do that
fantastic.
handlebar thing.
I know, but
and
you
I've
can
been
just
combing it
show a
out.
little part of your lip. Just a little part. I'll show you. I have a razor. I will show you. I will trim it.
I don't know. It's like covering my lips now, so you can't even see my mouth. I look like a cartoon character, So, and I'm really kind of liking it. But
But
when
you know what?
eat,
I have to tell you something, though. You do look like a cartoon character, but
thank you.
I think it's a compliment. But, everyone really does love it. And they're just complimenting the hell out of it.
That's
they
true.
really
Yeah,
are.
I'm getting a lot of compliments.
You really are.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. But when I eat, you're talking about it getting in my beard, but my beard gets in my mouth. So when I'm chewing food, I'm chewing hair.
Yeah.
And it's really gross. And I'm hoping, I hope I didn't bite that hair off, and now I'm going to be swallowing hairballs.
So you'll have hairball. Some people say that they can't remember what he used to look like, but you know what? That's not true because you can go right to our Facebook page and there he is.
I was handsome without it too, wasn't I?
You're handsome no matter what.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
And you know what else I find? People are always like petting me, like
'Cause he's a
like a dog,
big pussycat.
Yes.
He's a big pussycat.
And I don't know if I look a little older or a little younger. I get a little bit of both.
Yeah. You do. Some people say you look older. When you look, I'll be honest, I'm going to say something on the air. You look older when you're wearing those funny weird little glasses that snap onto your nose.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes I got to see what I'm doing.
But wear regular glasses.
They're like Santa Claus glasses.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Every time you do that, then all of a sudden, ho, 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 comes right into my mind every single time. But when you wear regular glasses like you are right now, or when you borrow mine, you look adorable and you look great.
What I've been finding is that people are telling me I look like
What
Mel
about
Gibson.
Sean Connery when he had his beard?
I wish I was handsome as Sean Connery.
You look really
Let me tell
good. You really are very handsome. You look really good. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words.
Although sometimes when you wash your food off your face and you're dripping, that's kind of disgusting. So I think you should
eat
wipe
with
it.
a towel in one hand.
He's dripped
Because
sometimes
it
like
drips.
a dog.
It's like my mustache is like a broom. So
But I have
whatever
to
I
just
put
tell
in
you-
my mouth, the mustache like a broom sweeps off the top layer of whatever I'm
And
eating.
no matter what's happening, I will tell you this. There are just some ladies out there that love it, and they just drool over him. They do. They love it. They come over. They're like, oh my God, Anthony.
You have to tell me
Look at
the-
you.
You have to tell me
You
when
can
that's- I
tell
don't even
who
notice.
they.
I
you
don't
can
even notice.
tell who they are. They're like touching you, and they're like, oh, look at the beard.
I don't notice that. They
Yeah.
always do that anyway. But with something that is like really disgusting. I brush my teeth like 3 or 4 times a day.
You know what? He couldn't just end talking about it with me going, oh my God. He had to go back into a disgusting part of it.
I thought you'd enjoy that.
I enjoy
Al,
everything.
can you flip those two?
Stop it. You know what?
So
the
I shouldn't
point
talk
is,
about
the point
when I
is-
brush my teeth. There's toothpaste all
Stop
over
it.
I look like I'm
Ew.
foaming at the mouth.
Rabid. Look, the point is, I'm going to end this on a nice note. The point is that you look great no matter what you do. And I think it's really awesome that you're growing it so that this coming holiday season, when you snap your glasses on, children will come in and say, Santa, 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 is that you? We'll have to get you a pillow though, because you do not have a belly.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do you think I'm like?
No.
No. Okay.
Are you kidding me? You are so physically fit. That's not what I was saying at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying that when you snap on your little glasses, even if you didn't have the beard, when you snap on those little glasses, it's ho, ho, ho.
You know, I want to be the buff Santa.
Okay, I love the idea.
There was
Just stay away from the little snappy glasses because they age you.
There was a commercial last holiday season, where Santa comes in and he's all buff and he's trim. He's got the white beard and he's got two of the hottest looking elves in short red skirts
Even
with pointy
Santa
ears.
changed his glasses.
Yes, he did. I don't think he was wearing glasses for that.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not, because he knew that they aged him too.
You know, Elise, you are so embarrassing.
I am not embarrassing.
You embarrass me terribly.
Oh,
you
never.
Know, do it all the time on the air.
Oh my God!
You do it.
Hey, wait a second.
On stage when we're doing stage stuff.
Listen, the king of embarrassment is sitting right next to me. He can't help but embarrass me. He goes right after. Remember when you said those awful things about my boobs hitting the table?
The bongos.
It's awful. Awful. That's not true. It's embarrassing. And you used to make fun of my bald head?
Well, I loved your bald head. I even made necklaces about your bald head.
Yeah, you did. You did. Little bald potatoes.
That's right. I had these potatoes. They were so smooth and so soft and so shiny. And no two potatoes are alike.
That is correct.
Just like a scalp. There are no two heads that are shaped exactly the same.
You're right.
So I made these beautiful potato necklaces. And
that was so funny.
And I can't believe so many people wanted them.
They bought them all.
Yes. I went through 20 or 25
30 potatoes.
Is that what it was? 30 potatoes?
30 potatoes, and people were throwing money at us for them.
That's wonderful.
It was so nice.
That is wonderful. But,
Yeah.
you know, at least you're the type that gets embarrassed at everything.
I don't get embarrassed at anything.
Well, maybe I'm the type, that I'd get embarrassed
There's
from
no need.
a simple slip of the tongue.
No, you don't get embarrassed. You don't.
Oh, come on. I'm constantly tripping over somebody, and
Who are you tripping over?
I trip over
You know why you're tripping?
my words. How about
Do you know the reason why?
Tell me.
It's those snappy glasses.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Because you get confused when you're wearing them.
My worst time, and not only my worst trip ever, and not only did this once, I did it twice. I went up to a young lady and I said to her, "Oh, you look adorable. Your hair looks great. You look so cute. When is the baby due?"
Oh, yeah. Never, never, never do you do that.
I did it twice, and twice they weren't pregnant.
Oh, you couldn't stop it. You look adorable. Your hair looks great.
I don't know.
You couldn't stop at that. When is the baby due? Had to come out.
Yeah, it just does. It just does.
It's so funny.
And there's a lot of reasons why you get embarrassed, and and when you do something socially problematic, and that might be comforting you to know that the next time you feel the blushes creeping up your neck after splashing coffee on your date, it's just.
I understand what you're saying. I have to just tell you of a very embarrassing date. I went out on a first date with somebody, and I was wearing, it was a very long time ago, and I was wearing white pants, white flat shoes, and a black top. And the reason I'm telling you this is because when I went on a double date, and when I got out of the car, unfortunately there was a mud puddle next to the car, and my leg went deep into the mud in the white shoes and the white pants. Now, girls travel with clothing in their car. So fortunately, my girlfriend happened to have black leggings and black little flats with her. So we had to wash my leg because they were short pants. And I had mud all over everything. It was unbelievable. It was so embarrassing because my ankle showed. you could see the mud.
Maybe your feet was just dirty. Did you shower? Was it your day to shower on that? Remember?
I remember the girl you went on the date with. It wasn't her day to wash her hair, and she smelled.
Hair smelled.
I shower every day, and it was that was definitely one of my days. But we couldn't get all the mud off. Oh, it was so embarrassing. I was bright red meeting this guy. It was so funny.
Well, embarrassment is different to different people,
Absolutely.
different things. And actually, there was a 2005 study on the subject defining embarrassment as a social, moral, and a self-conscious emotion. And it has been characterized as a complex interaction between the situation, one's personality, and the real or imagined presence of another.
So what actually embarrasses us, in other words, is a highly complex matter. It depends on our own perceptions of what counts as a faux pas.
That's right, but it's always about others, even if they're not there to see us fall down the stairs or sing poorly in the bathroom mirror.
See, because it's the essence of the feeling. If you blush or stammer after a cringeworthy moment, experts believe it's because you're socially motivated to do so to other people to try and fix the problem.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Embarrassment is actually highly valuable. That feeling and showing it can be socially important. So if you feel it too often or find yourself, your experience of it disabling, it's not because the embarrassment is bad.
No, it's because you have social anxiety and a deep fear of the perceptions of others. You really care what other people think. See, embarrassment on its own isn't the massive problem. So don't fear it. Understand it.
Wow, you are so damn smart.
You're smart too. Oh. Yeah.
The visible embarrassment is really a way of fostering closeness in groups.
Absolutely, because the key element to actually understanding embarrassment, according to experts and this study, is the fact that we're deeply social people that hang around in groups. And those groups have been necessary to our survival.
That's right. Yeah, they call that embarrassment a pro-social behavior.
Absolutely.
That's like farting in public, calling somebody a stupid name, stealing their lunch.
My God, you do all of those things.
I do.
Gosh, if we were loners, we likely wouldn't have developed facial and bodily signals.
That's right.
Because we'd have nobody to signal to.
That's right. And that signaling goes beyond blushing and biting our lips.
Yeah, I bite my lip.
Yeah. Social experiments show that people who are more liable to show embarrassment are also more likely to display other pro-social behaviors.
Yeah, like kindness and generosity.
That's right.
A lack of embarrassment isn't actually desirable.
No.
It's so funny. I have to just cut you off as I always do.
I'm used to it.
Something happened and I got a little bit embarrassed. And one of my clients said to me, "My God, you're blushing." And I smiled and I go, "Yes." I go, "I am. I'm blushing. It's my new color, blush." And in our beauty industry, blush is actually the new nude. So it's a fabulous, trendy thing to do. So it's okay to be a little embarrassed. Blush.
That's right. But sometimes I see you actually blotchy. Like
okay,
red,
listen. I have hot flashes, okay? It's a medication thing.
Oh,
all right? Come on.
I thought that was
Stop
the
it.
anger
Stop
issues.
It.
Ow, ow, ow. Ow, stop.
I don't get angry at anybody but you. I'm not angry.
I know.
But I was a little... Stop it. Stop touching yourself.
I haven't done that since I was 16.
He's like beating himself. If somebody could only watch us do this show, they would see the most unbelievable things. Oh, that you are so funny. Okay. So, getting back to being kind and generous, being completely without shame means that you're not aware of social rules.
That's right. Or you don't care about them.
Exactly. You don't care about them.
That's right. That's worse.
Absolutely.
So the moral is, if you messed up socially, it's a good idea not to hide it. Go ahead, turn red, blue, stammer.
Yeah. It makes people like you and trust you,
Right.
rather than acting like you're just a big old jerk.
Yeah, I know all about that. Oh, boy.
You're a riot.
You just don't hear this stuff. But you hear it right here on 920 The Jersey. And we are Trend Radio.
Yes, we are. Make sure you tune in.
That's right.
Okay.
So anyway, with all this embarrassment, have you ever done any wrongs in your past?
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yeah, we all have.
Wouldn't it be nice that you can just make them right?
Yeah, that would be great. And it's really hard to fully understand the impact of your actions and what they have on others until you're forced to confront the consequences.
It's so funny. If you do something that's not wonderful to somebody, you might not even realize it at the time, but you'll find out about it because it will totally affect that person. And so,
That's right.
Yeah.
When it comes to feeling remorse for your mistakes, this perspective occasionally comes like right away. And other times you don't even get it.
That's what I was just saying.
Years later. Yeah.
Years later, you don't even know.
If you get it at all.
Exactly. Sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah. And you probably may not want to hear it, but at one point or another, you've probably been the mean kid.
Oh my gosh. I know some people who've been the mean kid.
Yeah.
And I myself have been the mean kid.
Yes,
yeah.
I've been the recipient of that.
No. And you've been the mean kid too. Yeah, you have been. Absolutely. Meanie. You big old meanie.
Well, as long as I'm not a screaming Mimi.
Sometimes you're
remember
a
that
big
toy?
old jerk. I love that word. Jerk.
Whenever you're a little guilty of being a big jerk or a bit too frank about your disdain for someone, trying to exclude them from good plans.
That's awful.
Gossiping about someone.
Awful.
Casual cruelty is really kind of easy. And some people...
Because even no matter how old you get, it's amazing how there are still clusters of people that stick together and still play the cheerleaders. They still do it.
Yeah, they still do. And some people are really somewhat harsh. And, And they will say, I'm just telling you the truth, which can be very hurtful.
Absolutely.
And I believe it's not what you say, but it's how you say it.
How you say it. And the reality is that it's really none of their business anyway.
No.
So if they have an opinion about you and it's not a nice one, it's not their concern. It's not their business. They should worry about themselves.
And if you're young and you have that pressure to make other people feel small, it's probably not going to go away in your adult life.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? You can break the mean cycle. When you sense someone's trying to get you involved in gossip, shut them down. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just say no.
That's right. And ultimately, treat others the way you would want to be treated.
Yes.
That's the golden rule, isn't it?
Yes. But I always say it's more important to be kind than it is to be right.
Yes, you do always say that.
That's the truth.
Yeah. So, I think something that many of us have done is taking our parents for granted.
Oh my God.
And
absolutely.
Most of your parents gave you everything they could. And
yes.
What did you give them in return?
Well, I know what I gave my parents. I gave them countless sleepless nights and a whole lot of sass. I was a sassy little girl.
You are. And you're a sassy young lady.
No, I'm very and you know what? I don't take them for granted now. And believe me, before my mother passed away, which was over a year ago, I certainly made up for anything I ever did when I was a teenager.
Yeah. It's never too late to pay your parents back for the endless sacrifices that they made for you. So, next time you're at their house, do something. Wash the dishes, take out the trash, clean the bathroom,
Or just sit with them and talk to them and help them with their phone, you know?
For the 100th time.
Yeah, their smartphone. You know, it's hard for them. They don't know it the way you do.
And when you're not around, just pick up the telephone and let them know that you love them and love everything that they've done for you.
Yes.
And you know, another...
And I'm going to tell you one more thing.
Tell me.
Even if they're not around and they're not physically here anymore, you can say it in your head because you'll feel better. Because you know no matter what, they love you unconditionally. And so if you owe them an apology for anything, you can tell them.
That's right. And for the people, you know, for maybe relationships in your life, you know, don't lead others on.
Never.
You know,
Don't lead anybody on. It's not nice.
That's right. You know, and I'm sure there was someone, you know, in your life, you know, who had this never ending crush on you. And despite the fact that you were never interested, you totally took advantage of their devotion. Sure, you love the person's attention and their willingness to do stuff for you, but you probably had no intentions of bumping them up out of the friend zone, Sharon. You know, kick this bad habit by being honest and respectful to their feelings,
Always
Sharon.
about him.
Be clear with the person about
Always.
what you are and what you're looking for, Sharon.
Anyway, as we were saying, learn from your past.
Hold on, I need a break.
Yeah. Make
Al,
an
you got any
effort.
vodka back there?
Make an effort to be open-minded and kind.
Yes, Sharon.
It's all. Next time you're at a party, instead of making snarky comments with your friends about whoever is like lame and what the heck is she wearing, strike up a conversation with that person. You never know. You might actually have more in common with that person than you thought you ever would.
Yeah.
You know? And
Everybody's a bit
a little
selfish.
selfish.
Yes, they are, Sharon.
Yes, Anthony. When you find yourself falling into your own belly button,
Boy, there's got to be one deep belly button.
try getting out and volunteering. Make sacrifices and compromises. You will have so much growth from that.
That's right. So what better sacrifice can you make than selflessly giving your time and energy to a good cause?
Absolutely. There's no shortage of places you can give back to. And guess what? Just pay it all forward. Yeah. Just pay it all forward.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Do you want more? Go right to our website, 920thejersey.com, click on demand, and scroll directly to us.
And get the lowdown on getting down. Tune into your bad boy inside you.
Or your bad girl.
Listen each week. We always have something sexy to say. Got questions? Email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.